If you've ever wondered why luxury brands can whisper 3 words and somehow command more desire than coaches shouting from every rooftop, today we're going to break open the psychology behind it. Because luxury storytelling is not louder, brighter, or more dramatic. Luxury storytelling is controlled. It's emotional. Without being emotional messy. It's restrained. Without being cold. And it's repetitive. Without ever feeling redundant. Luxury brands use storytelling to create a kind of magnetism, where the story becomes a world and buyers don't want the product. They want to belong to the world behind it. And most coaches and consultants completely miss this, so let's get into it. What luxury brands get right about storytelling, and how you can use the same principles to position your offers at a premium level. Let's start with the first thing luxury brands understand deeply. Emotion is the entry point, not information, not logic, not credentials, emotion. When you watch a luxury brand campaign, say Hermès, Bottega, or Aesop, you'll notice something. They're not trying to educate you. They're not explaining the stitching, or the materials, or the features. Instead, they go straight for your emotional world. Luxury brands know that the feeling drives the desire. The transformation drives the desire. The identity someone steps into drives the desire. And this is where so many service providers miss the mark. They're telling stories like they're writing resumes. Here's what I've done. Here's why you should trust me. Here's all the steps inside the program. It's informational, but it's not emotional. Luxury storytelling isn't about telling people what happened. It's about telling people what changed, what shifted, what awakened, what became possible. A luxury caliber story is always identity forward. It shows a before and after of the self, not the checklist. Which brings us to the second principle luxury brands understand. Restraint is power. Luxury brands never overshare. They never give you everything at once. They never flood your senses. Instead, they give you just enough for the imagination to take over, because imagination is where desire lives. Luxury knows that mystery is currency. Restraint is currency. Not telling the full story forces the audience to lean in and start filling the emotional gaps with their own longing. Think of how Chanel advertises fragrance. It's never, here are the scents. It's never top notes, jasmine. It's an emotion, a mood, a frame of reference. A woman getting into a car at midnight, a room drenched in gold light, a glance across a crowded room. Luxury storytelling leaves space. It doesn't try to do everything. And because it doesn't try to do everything, it becomes irresistible. The coaches who overshare, who explain everything, who try to give the entire transformation away up front, they accidentally collapse the desire. Because when you tell people everything, they don't need you. Luxury storytelling is about selective revelation, revealing the essence of your work, but never the entire architecture. A whisper, not a TED Talk. And now the third principle luxury brands use to create desire, repetition. Now this surprises people. Luxury is often perceived as new, innovative, ahead of the curve. But behind the scenes, luxury brands repeat the same emotional story for decades. Think about it. Chanel has been selling the same narrative of effortless Parisian femininity for over a century. Ralph Lauren has been selling the American dream since the 1960s. Aesop has been telling the same story. Quiet, cultured minimalism. For nearly 40 years. Luxury brands know that repetition is how a story becomes an identity. And once a story becomes an identity, buyers stop comparing. They stop shopping around. They stop questioning the price. Repetition creates memory. Memory creates trust. Trust creates desire. Most coaches panic if they say something twice. They think their audience will get bored. But the reality? Your audience isn't even truly absorbing your message until they've heard it 7, 12, 20 times. Luxury brands repeat until the story becomes a truth. So if you want premium clients, you need your storytelling to become a drumbeat. Consistent, steady, familiar. Emotion, restraint, repetition. That's when your audience starts to feel you, remember you, want more of you. And finally, here's how this applies to your business. Luxury storytelling is not about theatrics. It's about creating a world people want to step into. A world where their next chapter feels inevitable. a world where they feel elevated simply by associating with your brand. That's what we help you build. Inside our signature program, we refine your message, your narrative, your positioning, and your system so your brand becomes a vessel, not just a container of information. Because when your story becomes a world, premium clients don't hesitate. They recognize themselves in what you're building. They feel at home in your voice. They feel their future inside your work. And when that happens, conversion becomes natural. Pricing becomes irrelevant. Your brand stops competing and starts commanding. If you're ready for that level of clarity, elegance, and authority, you already know where to find us. And if you want to begin the upgrade today, start with our free training. The 3 core systems behind every multi-6 and 7-figure business. It'll show you the backbone behind brands that attract better clients, at better prices, with far more ease. Your next chapter is a decision away, and your story is your greatest asset.